The story of Texas isn't just about the Alamo or cowboys riding across the prairie. It's a much older story, one etched into the very soil and sky of the land itself. It's the story of its first peoples, a rich and vibrant history that began not with a flag, but with a deep connection to the earth. Hit the subscribe button to keep seeing more graphic history videos, and click like so I know that you're watching and keep creating more. Before the first European steps touched its shores, the land we know as Texas was a world of immense diversity. From vast coastal marshes to endless grasslands and towering mountains, this land was a home, not a state, but a place where people lived in harmony with their surroundings. The first peoples of Texas were intimately connected to this physical geography, with their lives, customs, and societies shaped by the resources and challenges of their specific environment. For thousands of years, different indigenous peoples lived here, each one's way of life a perfect response to the environment they called home. They didn't just survive, they thrived, creating a rich tapestry of cultures shaped by the land. This narrative will explore how four distinct cultural groups adapted and thrived, creating a rich tapestry of human experience. We'll explore four of these distinct regions and the people who lived there: the coastal plains, the Great Plains, the mountains and basins, and the piney woods. Their stories are woven into the very fabric of Texas history. First, let's explore the coastal plains, home to the Karankawa. Known for their tall stature and distinctive tattoos, these hunter-gatherers lived a seasonal, nomadic life along the coast, from Galveston down to Corpus Christi. Their survival depended on an intimate knowledge of the land and sea, leading to a way of life defined by constant movement and clever adaptation. Their homes were designed for this lifestyle. They lived in portable, dome-shaped shelters called wigwams, which were easy to transport as they followed food sources. Their diet relied heavily on the Gulf, with a rich menu of fish, shellfish, sea turtles, and even alligators. They were expert fishermen, using bows and arrows or fish traps. In the warmer months, they would move inland to hunt deer and buffalo. Facing the challenge of swarms of insects, the Karankawa developed a brilliant solution. They smeared their bodies with a mixture of alligator fat and dirt. This not only repelled mosquitoes, but also provided a unique form of body paint. To the southwest, in the dry, thorny terrain of South Texas, lived the Coahuiltecan. This was a nomadic group of tribes known for their deep knowledge of the desert environment and their ability to survive on limited resources. Life was a constant struggle for survival in this arid environment, and they were experts at using every part of the landscape to survive. Since they were constantly on the move, they used temporary shelters made from mud, brush, and hides, as they were constantly on the move. The mesquite tree was a lifesaver for them. They ground its pods into a sweet flour to bake cakes, and even mixed it with turkey eggs. Their diet was a combination of hunting and gathering, consisting of whatever they could find in the harsh environment. While they faced incredible hardships, they also found time for feasting and dancing at all-night celebrations they called matodes. Their ability to maintain social traditions in the face of such adversity is a testament to their deep cultural resilience. Next, we move to the vast Great Plains, an endless grassland that would become the domain of powerful horsemen. The Apaches and Comanches were formidable warriors, but they were not native to this land. They were pushed out of their homelands and moved into Texas, setting up a new way of life centered on one animal, the buffalo. The Apache were a nomadic tribe known for their fierce resistance to European expansion and skilled horsemanship. Their survival depended heavily on hunting buffalo, but they also hunted deer and gathered wild plants. Because they were constantly on the move, they lived in dome-shaped shelters called wickiups, which were similar to the Karankawa wigwams, made from brush, grass, and hides. In contrast, the Comanche were an even more highly nomadic and skilled warrior tribe, often referred to as the Lords of the Plains for their dominance. Their lives revolved almost entirely around the buffalo, which provided not only food, but also hides for their easily transportable tepees. The teepee was a cone-shaped tent made from a wooden frame and covered with buffalo hides, perfectly suited for their migratory lifestyle. Then, everything changed. The Spanish brought a new animal to the Americas, the horse. Indigenous peoples didn't just adopt it, they mastered it. The horse was initially a European weapon of conquest, but quickly became the central element of Plains culture. It became an ally, a tool, and a symbol of power, completely transforming life on the plains. Before the horse, hunting was a difficult collective task, often involving chasing buffalo over cliffs. But once mounted, hunters could surround herds and use bows and arrows with deadly efficiency. This mastery of the horse not only revolutionized hunting, but also shifted the balance of power on the plains. For both the Apache and Comanche, the buffalo was their everything. Every single part was used. Hides were used for clothing and transportable homes, bones became tools, sinew for bowstrings, and horns for drinking cups. The meat was preserved into pemmican, a highly nutritious food that could last for months. To carry all this, the Apache used a sled called a travois, originally pulled by a dog. When they got horses, their travois became bigger, allowing them to carry more and build larger tepees, which became a symbol of their new wealth and power. As the Comanches rose to power, they came into conflict with the Apaches, pushing them off their land. This struggle shows that power on the plains was not static. It was a fluid and dynamic force, constantly shifting. Our journey takes us to the mountains and basins region, a rugged landscape where the Jumano built a different kind of life. Unlike their nomadic neighbors, they were a more sedentary people, living in permanent villages and building homes from the earth itself. The Jumano built permanent, multi-story pueblos from adobe, a mix of clay and straw that they sun-dried into bricks. These stable structures allowed for a rich material culture and a lifestyle based on agriculture. They were skilled farmers, growing corn, beans, and squash in fields irrigated by the nearby rivers. Their ability to grow crops depended on their skill in building irrigation canals to draw water from the Rio Grande. The Jumano had a truly unique way of marking their identity. They were known as the rayado, or striped people, because of the horizontal lines tattooed or painted on their faces. This distinctive look made them easily recognizable across the region. Their greatest skill was not farming, but trading. They acted as middlemen, exchanging buffalo products from the plains with corn, turquoise, and salt from the Pueblo villages. Their reputation was so strong that they were referred to as the striped or rayado people, a unique facial marking that made them instantly recognizable in trade networks spanning vast distances. They even developed good relationships with Europeans, serving as guides and diplomats. Finally, we travel to the fertile piney woods of East Texas, the homeland of the Caddo. For over 1,000 years, the Caddo lived here, building a society so advanced it was unlike any other in Texas. Their territorial stability allowed for a population boom and the development of a highly organized government. The Caddo were expert farmers, using wooden hoes made from the shoulder blades of buffalo to cultivate large fields of corn, beans, and squash. This abundance allowed them to live in permanent villages and develop a complex social structure. Their homes were permanent, dome-shaped grass houses, which were large enough to accommodate multiple families and were a visible symbol of their advanced, sedentary society. Their society had a well-organized government with a class system. Spiritual leaders, called shinesi, communicated with their supreme god, and community headmen, called kadi, made important decisions. This level of organization was a testament to their success as a culture. The Caddo were also master artisans, especially when it came to pottery. They created two types: utilitarian pots for everyday use and fine wares for special ceremonies. These beautifully crafted vessels were often polished and decorated with intricate, engraved patterns. Caddo pottery often told stories or had symbolic meaning, and just as their pottery and social traditions live on today through the Caddo Nation, their story is a vital part of Texas's rich and complex history. From the Karankawa on the coast to the Comanche on the plains, the Jumano in the mountains, and the Caddo in the woods, the stories of Texas's first peoples are all different, but they share a common theme: the extraordinary human ability to adapt, innovate, and thrive no matter what challenges the land presented. Their ingenuity, their courage, and their traditions are not just things of the past. They are a living, breathing part of Texas history and a testament to the powerful connection between a people and their land. The cultures of the Texas indigenous peoples continue to exist and evolve today, a testament to their resilience in the face of immense change and hardship brought on by European contact.